how many people do you think would be dating if we could all see each other's trauma levels?
Yeah.
We have this perception of dating someone, but when we finally get to know them, the question of marriage all of a sudden like disqualifies them. If you grew up in spaces where relationships were a mess, you, when in a relationship, when things get pretty bad, you'll be like, that wasn't so bad.
What's going on? Welcome back to a brand new one. Welcome back to Seated with Lebo and Thato Rampedi, your favorite South African podcast where we talk all things about life, being in your 20s, and so much more. Of course, I got my co-host today. I got Lebo Rampedi.
What's good, guys?
And it's going to be a calm one, guys. We've had a very, very long 2 weeks. I think we haven't posted.
We posted last week.
No, we didn't.
We did post last
What
week.
did we post?
It was nothing.
I'm listening.
It was nothing.
We didn't post. Yeah.
So the last one we did was the Jesus one, the Bible one.
The last time we did was so good.
Yeah.
And I think from there, like, we just got so swamped with work. It's good about that, guys. Like, please don't forget, we do.
We're humans.
Lebo has a corporate job. I manage clients. I've also got my other content. So we actually do a lot of content, but we're going to obviously, like, reevaluate and see, are we going to commit to once every 2 weeks, or we're going to give it to you guys weekly? I also like to know from you guys what you guys think. But yeah, if you guys are using the podcast, please don't forget to give us 5 stars if you've listened to us before. And if you're on YouTube, do me a favor and click that like button.
Yes,
the first
sir,
question,
yes,
as we
sir.
always go, is how
How are you? Okay, so I'll go first today. Guys, I'm tired, I'm exhausted. Emotionally, physically, everything is just so I'm exhausted.
Yeah.
I'm very, very tired. Payday's in like 4 days, so maybe they'll give me energy. How far is it? Yeah, it's in 4 days, so that'll give me energy.
Yeah, I paid in Bali today. I was like, oh.
Yeah, yo. My other check comes soon, 23rd. So yeah, I'm fine. So maybe those are things that will boost me a bit. But besides that, not a lot of things. Right now the theme is what can I say no to? So I can just have like a bit of more of my like personal life back.
Yeah.
You feel me? I have not spent time with myself in a minute.
Yeah.
Yeah, so yeah. Yeah, what's you?
I hear you. Yeah, I'm also good, dude. I think we had a very like hectic work life, and then even more hectic social weekend. This past weekend, did had a lot of fun, and like you said, it took away so much from ourselves because you're exhausted from work, and then from there you want to have fun. So in your fun, you want to see your friends, you want to go out, drink, chill,
But that's also exhausting.
play game, but that exhausts you even more. So now you're going into this vicious cycle of work. Thursday, Friday comes, play. Then it's like, yo, I played so much, let me work. Then it's like, yo, I work so much, let me play. So I'm in a space where I'm also trying to say a little bit, like say more no's. I think we were doing so well, then something just happened. I think every time I travel...
Yeah, today this weekend just went in terms of the progress.
In terms of the progress, because we were doing really well. But I truly feel like whenever I travel, the weeks after that, it's just like I'm just thrown out of balance. So I think I need to then practice like getting back into my routine as soon as I'm done traveling. Because I feel like every time I do something that's high intensity when it comes to like dopamine release, i.e. me having a lot of fun, I struggle to go back into structure. Yeah. Because I'm like, yo, that was so much fun. Let's see how much more
like
fun
how do you, what is your, I think for me, it's, when is it too much fun? Like when is it like, okay, it's because I think it's okay to have fun.
Yes.
And I hear the realignment thing, but it's like, I think the number one thing is identifying, okay, cool, this will take too much energy.
Yeah.
Because I think it's okay for you to go out, have a drink, whatever, but it's when you're on going, okay, where are we going next?
Yes.
That's the problem. It should be a drink and home.
It's a new day, you wake up and it's like, what are we doing today?
Yeah, like, because I went out yesterday. I went out at like 2 p.m.
Yeah.
We were done at like 5. And I think that like, I enjoyed myself, had a good time, everything. And it made me realize that, dude, you don't have to
go the whole 9 yards.
Go the whole 9 yards and go until 2 a.m. to thing. But yeah, but welcome back to Seated, guys. So grab your seats. Yeah. Excited to hear how you guys are doing. But first, let's make you guys laugh a bit and enjoy the podcast. Yeah.
All right, so today's tweet, it's what's something that people don't understand until they experience it themselves. I mean, you can speak about what you've gone through, but we also have a bunch of tweets, and every single week we literally say how we feel, and we've been gravitating more towards our personal opinions. Yeah, and then we'll give like a, like a more detailed, and then we'll give like your guys the tweets. We run through your guys' tweets fast because it's like, I think we've seen that like this podcast used to be extremely comedic, but we feel so much more fulfilled when we have like a conversation. Yeah. So what we're gonna do is I'm gonna try to do this with our producer Ingrid for the podcast. I'm gonna try get the questions right each week, like a few days before we post, and then on the Instagram Seated With and the TikTok, or the Instagram and the TikTok, we'll give you guys a chance to reply too. So we don't just read random people's tweets, but we read your guys' tweets from the community.
Yeah.
We also have launched YouTube membership. So in the memberships, I think we'll also have it there, and then we'll see how it goes. Yeah. Maybe we should make it for the members actually. Yeah. We'll give it for the members. So members, actually, let me switch that up.
We'll read your guys.
You guys will be able to express your guys' feelings on the things, and then we'll say, yo, this member said they went through this. How do we feel? But yeah, do you know something?
Yeah, I was gonna say like, and this might be like a bit left in terms of our topics, but I want to say it sounds wrong, but gay people, being gay, not me being gay personally, but like someone coming out to me.
Oh, like homosexuality.
So my perception of homosexuality before, like it was personalized. Someone in my life comes out, and then after that was completely different.
Okay.
I went to an all-boys school, and it was as generalized.
It's frowned upon.
It was very frowned upon for you to express your sexuality in any way.
To be everything but heterosexual.
Yeah, to be anything but heterosexual was seen as like obviously the non-norms. Like it's very wrong. To this day, it is, and it's very rare for straight men to speak on sexuality because again, it's so easy to make a mistake because it's like being white and being racist. Like people, sometimes they do it unintentionally. This is the thing of like, it's just embedded in you, right?
Yeah.
So with me, I try not to speak about it. But when my friend came up to me when I was in university and said, yo, I'm actually gay, it changed my whole perception. I was like, yo, like at this time, we had made him struggle up to that point.
Yeah.
Because we'd make him like talk to girls and all those things, and like we'd fuss with girls together. Like I even got a girl to come to his res one time, and like we were having like a double dates and stuff like that. But this whole time it was like, obviously gay.
You don't want to
And I always had this perception that being gay was like a choice. But I really am a firm believer that like this thing is like you're just born into it. Like you're born into being this person and you can't change that. And it's also changed my perception of like, obviously we always speak about how we don't want kids, but if we did have kids, how like having a gay son would like be for me.
Yeah.
Because I used to perceive it as very negatively, but now I understand that this is who you are. You feel me? Yeah. Sorry, I had to be so politically corrected when I was speaking because I don't want to like offend anyone, etc. Yeah.
That's your truth. I think for me, it's how hard like entrepreneurship is, but like
Yeah.
how hard entrepreneurship in the sense of making it a sustainable business and it being a business. Because I watched a video a few weeks back or a few years or months back, and this person said, you're not an entrepreneur when you have to physically continuously do things to generate income.
Yeah.
He says you're an entrepreneur when you've built something which runs without you and it generates income. Obviously, that's not the true definition of entrepreneurship, but then that truly
there's a wide range of...
There's a wide range, but that truly helped me understand that that's where I want my business to go. I'm trying to have the Rampedi Media Network operating without me having to make decisions every day. So like I've been seeing how difficult that is and how difficult it is to train personnel and how it's so hard to work without having actual like capital. For a long period of time, because everything I do, like my business model is actually kind of flawed because I'll generate income in my own capacity using influencer marketing. Then I pour that money into my network and into my human personnel who don't necessarily, like what they do directly with me doesn't necessarily generate income directly. So if I had to look at the podcast as an entity, it's running at a loss.
Yeah, right now.
But because Thato Rampedi, influencer marketing, Instagram and TikTok is pouring, we've got this investor who is me, who's pouring into the podcast. It's giving the podcast the ability to grow and eventually one day generate consistent income.
Yeah, same thing with Asmachita. Same thing with like, I think what happens with business, because I don't know if I'm as qualified to speak about business as you are, but I do think, I've had certain level of experience of it. But a lot of people experience a boom. So you have that increase in like cash, right? And then you think, oh yeah, like now I'm an entrepreneur.
Yeah,
but it's like, yo, no, you're not.
Sustainability.
It's just the thing, and I think Aiden and I was speaking about it. Like when you make your first DAO, put it small. When you make your first DAO, you in your mind, you now are capable of making that 5, and then you're maybe capable of making the 10. But the problem is then it slows down So that 5 now, but it's for 5 for 3 months.
Yeah.
And then it's 10, but then it's 10 for 1 year. And then
on top of that, the value of the 5 changes because you went from 1 to 3 to 5.
Things become more expensive.
You want to buy every shoes every month, or you want to buy a new piece of gear, or get insurance for your gear.
Yeah. So that disconnect in business is all about like what you're saying. It's like, okay, cool, you are making money, but like,
is it sustainable?
It's not like a back to back.
Yes. Have you found a way to make you?
That's the thing people don't know about business.
Yes.
That's the thing they don't know.
That's one thing that
they don't know.
I needed to experience until I understood it. Because in my first 2 years, bro, I used to my first 2 years as an influencer, I was making a shit ton of money. I won't lie.
Yeah.
I was making a lot of money, but I didn't have an Aiden. I didn't have an Mbali. I didn't have a Davies. I didn't have an editor. I didn't have a creative director. I didn't have a content producer. I didn't have a producer for the podcast. So all the money I was making was going to me. You get me? So there's no salaries I need to pay. Like I was doing all the work. So I used to I might even actually have been making less money back then.
Yeah.
But I didn't have this mindset of trying to build a machine. Because in me doing what I'm doing, I've building this machine. So now I can say I manage Mommy Dearest. Now Mommy Dearest gets put into the machine. She's got a content producer. She's got an editor. She's got this, she's got that. She's got everything that I needed when I was Mommy Dearest. Now we can boost Mommy Dearest and get her to where she's going to get to. Like let's say you needed 2 years to get her to become someone getting brand deals every month and having cool products. We can make that happen in 6 months. So my job is to cut the time for content creators to have sustainable income and then create the sustainability, not through giving you brand deals, but also giving you
exposure to products.
Yeah, also like for example, Mama, we've made her into a thought leader. Mommy used to be this person who just create content, was nice, was dope. But now Mommy's on a podcast. She's got a podcast, Don't Digest. And now you're hearing her opinions and you just respect it. Now when Mommy says like, dude, buy this thing, they're going to be like, oh yeah, of course, because we respect
we trust you, we trust your opinion.
You shop every week, you understand? So, yeah, that's one thing I didn't understand. Let's go into the people's tweets. Big Ken says, becoming an adult and doing real life things.
I think that was the easiest part for me. No, for real. I think we live a very interesting life, guys. Like I had to overcome depression. I had to overcome suicide.
Would you say you're still depressed?
No, and that's all thanks to therapy, learning my triggers. Like now I know, okay, my room's getting messy. I'm about to enter that dark phase. Before then, I didn't know that was one of my triggers. So I just let my room be messy. And then I just be messy. And then I'm like, okay, cool, I'm fucking depressed. Overcoming depression, I used to cut my hair a lot. So that's one of my triggers. So basically with anyone dealing with depression, etc., we all have our own unique triggers that actually triggers our depressions. One of them I actually found out recently, because you learn how to also identify your own triggers again.
Yeah.
And one of them that I recently identified was that if I chill with people for longer than like I'm talking about 2 days in a row, if I chill with 2 people, on the 3rd day, if I'm alone, it will trigger my depression. Then I start being in this anxious cycle again. Okay. So being an adult, that was nothing. That was one of the easiest things. I had so much shit that I had to overcome. Yeah, and figure out finances, everything.
You did really well with getting into the corporate space.
Yeah.
Like you go into the corporate space and like, you know, like I don't like, you walk on there, you make it seem like it's easy, but it's actually not.
It's very hard.
You're just probably like a really hard worker.
Yeah.
Hey, so like this guy's happy. He hasn't complained about work.
He
says he's happy at work. What's happening? Like, why is this guy working?
I think it's because when you live life in hardcore mode, I get it, the rest of you living easy. Like, no, that's what it's like having mental health issues. Like, because there's difference between, so there's different mental health issues, obviously. Yeah. But, you know, there's some that like anxiety where people experience like anxiety at random times. With depression, it's a constant. Yeah. So it's like you live with depression for the rest of your life. There's no cure. You understand? So even now, I can easily say I have depression, but like I don't. Now I've limited my experience of it. I've understand it's a part of me. I don't explain it. It's very hard. It's like you've basically been walking with crutches your whole life. Then you realize, you know what, fuck it, let me just hop. Let me just make this leg stronger so I can hop. I don't have to use crutches. I know how to
walk, but you still have a knee problem.
Yeah, I still have a knee problem.
And then the knee can snap any moment.
The knee can snap everything, but like I just know how to walk, and that's the best way to describe when you finally have those techniques in place and to properly fix your life. Well, I wouldn't say I fixed it, but I think I've done a lot to stay alive. What are other people saying?
Yeah, working for yourself isn't easy and it's stressful. Crazy. I just said that now. Yeah, it can be fun and exciting, but there's work behind the scenes no one understands.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, true. You know, people always say, why don't you do this thing? Why don't you launch this thing? Why don't you guys do this thing?
I have an idea. I have an idea.
Brother, I also have ideas that I execute.
Yeah.
True love.
True love is a difficult one. You know, I was having a conversation with one of my boys and we were talking about like, if the people that we are seeing are going to be the people that we're going to marry and all those things. And like, I literally looked at that man, I just said, deep, that's so deep. Like, I don't even know that. I think we have this perception of dating someone, but when we finally get to know them, the question of marriage all of a sudden like disqualifies them. So it's like this thing of like, they're in the race, but why are they even running? If you know for a fact, you feel like this thing is disqualified. And that's something that I had to like really deal with. I said to myself, I sat down with myself, I said, yo, do you want to be the type of person who says, looks at their partner and says, oh yeah, no, I like this girl, but I don't know if I marry her? Or do you want to look at this person and be like, dude, of course I'm going to marry this person? Do you get what I'm saying? And it all takes place into what you set in your relationship.
So you're saying that no one should ever date without the intention of marrying? Yeah,
because like when the marriage conversation comes up, all of a sudden it completely takes away, it rinses actually the entire relationship away, which is actually insane if you think about it, because that means that you've now invested your time in something that you never think you're gonna marry.
Yeah, so you're saying your brother should just stay in a talking stage.
Yeah, rather you're not even in a talking stage, bro. You can like, sharp, you can date and all those things, but I'm saying when you start having that process of ideas of saying, like, yo, like you're like now a year, 2 years in.
What do you think would happen if you had a partner, right?
Yeah.
And I'm making this general because I want everyone to participate. You have a partner, you guys are dating, and then they tell you that they don't think they are certain they're not going to marry you. I want you guys to comment down and below answer this question. Like, you're in a relationship, you're in love with the person.
Yeah, let's add another.
And they're like, hey, can we please talk? Like, listen, like I really enjoy this relationship.
Add another variable. You've been together for two and a half years.
Yeah.
2.5 years.
And they're like, yo, I won't lie to you. I don't see myself marrying you. I don't see you as my final partner.
I think
would you stay?
It's a thing. Leave? I'd ask first, obviously, why. But if they explained it fully,
and then just look at them. When you ask why, they say like, there's no reason that I can give you that you can give back to me to counter.
I think you just have to break up with the person.
Would you leave?
Yeah, I'd have to.
I think a lot of people would stay in hope that that person one day
would figure out, and I think that's what I'm trying to say as well.
And it's a lot of women that would do that.
That's another thing. That's another side of the relationship, because with the thing of like saying, yo, the people I'm seeing are these people in marriage. It's like, no, but it's also, this is where dating for potential comes in a lot, because a lot of people don't understand that we actually all date potential. We don't date a person. You know, when we are speaking at a restaurant, you mentioned small sparks of potential, like, oh yeah, I'm close with my mom and my dad. So, you know, you're picturing a wide range of family, but doesn't mean that will happen. That's when we start speaking about this thing of dating for potential. Yeah. And I like to believe a lot of us, when the marriage conversation comes up, it's like a no, but I believe. And as long as you have that I believe, you should be staying. But if you don't have that I believe, that's when that race chat is completely off the rocks. But yeah, what's something that people don't understand until they experience themselves? Someone said toxic relationships, and I'm just gonna add the next one because it correlates. Putting pride aside and taking accountability. So those both interlinked. Those are two tweets, but they both interlinked. That's why I'm reading both. Toxic relationship. Have we been in toxic relationships?
I think
experienced toxic?
I think a lot of us live life in main character syndrome.
Yeah.
Main character syndrome.
Yeah.
Which is 100% fair because it is your life. Like, who else going to be the main character?
Yeah.
And in you living in main character syndrome, you don't see your own doubts, not your own wrongs, and your own toxicity. You only see your partner's toxicity or people around you. It's
easier to identify.
Yeah, they're toxins. So now when you say, have we ever been in a toxic relationship? We have been in plenty. We just don't see it as toxic because we never want to be the people that are in a toxic relationship.
I wanna take it one level higher. You wanna know something crazy, right? If you grew up in spaces where relationships were a mess, when in a relationship, when things get pretty bad, you'll be like, that wasn't so bad. And it takes away from the other person's experience of that's the one extra level I want to add to what you're saying. So yes, you can identify everyone's toxicity, but there are certain people also who are just unable. Like, you literally understand. You've seen your parents, you know, physically beat on each other, for example, right? Or shout extremes. So when your partner comes home and they say, yo, you missed calling me at 7 p.m., you're like, dude, come on, it's not a big deal. Like, we could be literally killing each other. But in your mind, you're loving this person, but it's only because your pain threshold is way higher than the other person.
And I think people truly do have like really high pain thresholds.
Yeah.
I was watching a video recently, and this person was saying that like he loves women that understand themselves and understand their value. And it made me think about my girlfriend. Like, my girlfriend cannot let any small thing just slide.
Yeah.
Like, everything that makes her feel some type of way, she will want to deal with it now because she's scared of setting a repetitive behavior from me, you know, and which I'm gonna obviously repeat and do in the future. So whenever there's anything small, big or small, she'll always be like, "Hey, dude, like I feel 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Makes me feel 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's work on that." So I think that's my point. My point is that like you get people that have really high pain thresholds, and you get people who have extremely low pain thresholds because of having been through so much pain.
Yeah.
So for example, her sisters, maybe she has a history of I don't know what, right? Maybe she's seen just bad relationships around or whatever. So with her, it's like, yo, let me find the root. Let me train my boyfriend now because I don't want to experience
that later. Yeah. And I think that goes to show how, like, you know, these two, you know the story of the two sons?
Yeah.
These two sons, the dad beats on both of them equally. Every day, he shares them both.
Yeah.
Right? It's not a joke or anything, like, he used to abuse them. And then they both get raised, but one of them becomes an abuser, the other one doesn't. And it all goes into like, yo, what are the choices you make outside of your childhood to make sure that you don't have the same mistakes or the same repetitive nature?
Yeah, I think even us, like within our upbringing, we have taken different routes.
Yeah,
in many of the ways,
in many things, mindset,
how we deal with the same
problem,
trauma.
And trauma.
Yeah, the same trauma. Yeah.
Can I put it like in an imaginary world? Now, I want you to imagine, brother, they stats above all of us. Right, and you see how we like now on a podcast, everyone's listening. The stats above all of us. Number one, it says how much the ability to love. It's the first stat. Can go all the way up. That's basically a person's ability to like love you, being affectionate, and all those things. Right. The next thing is trust. The next thing is boundaries. The next thing is trauma. Now, those are the stats above everyone's heads on earth. How many people do you think would be dating if we could all see each other's trauma levels?
Yeah, I think
there'd be a very few elite class people who are dealing with. You don't think?
I think it'll actually enable more people to date because then they understand. Oh, this person has a
lot
problem
more trauma.
With this.
Yeah.
So it's like, okay, cool. I'm gonna date this
think
person,
the other side,
knowing that he's got trauma. So when it comes to trauma,
okay, it's cool. So you let's say you're single. You see Gabo, her trauma boss full. You're dating her. You see, are you gonna date her?
I might be like,
you might be like, no, and that's what I mean when I say we date potential, Joe. Like, we also date the potential of harm. One of the person, we're no longer friends, unfortunately, but one of my closest friends back in the day, they said to me, love is the willingness to suffer. I thought it was dark. I thought it was like crazy at the time. I was probably like 19 when she said that. She's like, love is willing to suffer and participate. That's what she said. And the suffer points I always mention on this podcast, but I did not know if you want to be in something real, if you want to be in something long lasting, you want to be in something beautiful, if you want to be in something that's going to fulfill you, grow you, and take you away, by the way, from the things that are harming you, that you are too repellent to give up, you will not realize that like you need to suffer. Okay, cool. So the next tweet obviously is, could you be in a relationship with somebody whose kids don't like you?
Okay, that's a nice one. I feel like I like the fact that we're going into topics for like people that are a bit older. Our age.
Expanding a bit long demographic.
Honestly speaking, first of all, I don't see myself being with somebody that has kids.
I could.
And not to say that like, having kids is bad. I just have no future value yet of having kids.
I think we need to put a little bit of painting in your background, right? Because right now you're just a canvas. You can hear you don't have any experience of it. There gets to, and I can see you don't have that thing. There gets to a point in your life where everybody has a child, or majority of you guys have children, and then there's a thing of your dating circle or dating pool rather is decreased. Yeah, and the only people you interact with are the men at work, or the women at work, or the people at work, or the people in your inner circle that you built over time.
Yeah.
Now you're that age. There's no longer a thing of you don't date with people who don't have kids. You're going to date people with kids.
Okay, so
it's just a question of
me now.
Yes.
I mean, not me now. Me maybe in like
10 years.
Yeah, maybe like I'm 34.
You're 32. You're 31. A lot of people have kids at 30 already. Everyone has a child. Okay. Look at how many people have kids at our age already. It's going to times 10
more. Huh?
Yeah.
So you're saying I'm at that age. What would I do if the kids don't like me?
Yes.
If I had to get to the point where I'm dating somebody and their kids don't like me, that means that person means a lot to me because I have met their kids. So I'm gonna meet their kids.
Yeah,
like, what?
you know, you see the context of
Get the
it.
context. Yeah, I'll meet their kid like 5, 6, 7.
But they
maybe
just
one
don't
is
fuck
9.
with you. They
just
don't mess with
me.
you. Yeah.
I think I would not try harder for the kids to like me. I think I'd focus on building a relationship with the person that I'm in a relationship with. And I think I would respect the kids' boundaries they're creating.
I think it's
Because I
because
feel like if someone doesn't like you and you force yourself upon them, they don't make it better.
I'm completely opposite. From now on, that kid's like my arch nemesis. Every single time I lay pipe, I'm there like, how are you, champ? I'll use the word champ every single time. So every time I call him his name, whatever.
Yeah.
But every time I, engage, in sexual activity with his mom, I'll call him champ. I will also make sure that like
You're building trauma in this
I'll
kid.
make sure every time we're alone, I'm like, yeah, you don't like me now, but I'm staying. It's not I'm not going anywhere. Then I leave the room and I'm with the mom. I'm like, come on. I spoke to him and I said that everything's gonna be fine. So that way the kid is always talking to the mom and stuff, and like, but I'll make it very funny.
Yeah.
I think I'm very comedic like that because I have a belief that there's no one. It's impossible for someone to not like you forever. It's impossible. It's impossible. If you take the effort and stay around. So that's what I would do. But in the act of like now, like what Thato said, dating world now, our age and our age group, no, I would not date a woman with a child as it currently stands. I think that the dating pool is too large for me to
massive
right now in my current age.
We can change countries if we need to.
If province, you're going too far. Change your province. You just live in Bloom
for a year.
Oh yeah, your dating pool has not expanded to 54 million people. You know what I'm saying? Deep it. Like I mean, me and my brother, we barely travel. We like to say we travel, but we barely travel. But when we
travel, we actually travel a lot.
Shame for the average South African, I'll say that we do travel a lot. When we do travel, whole new city, it's a whole new environment, whole new people. Every single time, it will never like dating is not.
Yeah, it's not that deep.
So in that way, I'd say no. But let's read what you guys say.
So with that, okay, I'm gonna deviate.
Yeah.
Can I hold it for later?
You can. Throw it now. Yeah.
With that mindset of the dating pool is huge, or if you change a province, there's many calls in the world.
City, I'm sorry, I went too big.
Yeah, I can go from Pretoria we can go from Acres to Danefern, brother.
You can literally just swap. You move to Rivonia. Move to Rivonia. You'll live the new life now. Yeah.
And why do you think people feel the need to stay in relationships that don't people stay in relationships that don't help with their current purpose, let me say?
So Thato, it's again, you're talking about cities, just change cities, but do I want to? Do I have the energy? The energy? I want you to remember yourself.
Obviously, changing cities is dramatic.
Yeah, it's dramatic. But I'm saying dating another person has a difference.
Yeah, like in you. Okay, cool.
Do you want to also keep in mind your energy as you grow older to date decreases? I don't know if you know this, by the way. So I'm talking to our young men at the back there. As you grow older, your willingness to date decreases.
Down.
And that's why, guys, we see the older guys in the club and stuff, because you get to a point where it's just lust now. It's just a complete lust. When you're like 37, 38, and it's just, you've now run out of energy to date. You just said, you know what, I'll just pay for this thing. Like, I'll just go to a club and like women will come and I'll just associate like that. It really gets, so that's why the whole moving in thing and you stay for the own partner. But let's see what you guys said about, could you be in a relationship with somebody whose kids don't like you? One of you guys said, if kids don't like you, then you should examine yourself. That's not true.
That's unfair. Maybe
that's unfair. That's untrue. There are certain bad vibe kids. Yeah. Like, let's say kids 8 years old, they don't know the difference between good and bad. They just see that you're replacing a father.
Even, which is worse.
They do.
You just get bad vibe kids. Some kids are just bad people.
Yeah.
But now, kids don't like you.
How much is a kid's strength to be able to take themselves out of their own perspective and put you in their and think in your perspective?
They can't.
That takes a long time to master. You learn those things like when you're 20. Not even when you're in high school.
I have another problem now. If the kids don't like you, that should show you signs about the mother.
Because what does the mother teach? How
can the mother teach kids not to like an adult?
Okay, flip it now. You're a Han and it's the father and the child.
I'm a Han, it's the father and the child.
Yeah.
What's telling you about the father?
It's still same chat. You're right. I think father's not as active in kids' lives and in growth sets. But anyways, okay, cool. Someone said, couldn't be in a relationship with someone that has kids. Okay, that's what we said. If your kids don't like me, then you shouldn't like me. Laughing my ass off. That's law. Yeah, so what's that disconnect? Why does the mother like me? But
Because you're literally with kids, bro. I think about it because you know when you spoke now about like a kid's attitude or kid having a bad vibe, it's because it stems from them seeing
something.
how their parents are acting.
Yeah.
So someone in their life has bad vibe.
Someone just literally said what you said. So kids, animals, and the elderly never dislike me or anyone or people around me. So if they tried to, I'm confident I'd win them over in due time, which is basically what I said. Like I'd probably like put on a whole performance. Plus, I would just talk to my partner and see what we can do to get us all on the same page. Kids, like adults, sometimes struggle with change, and that's perfectly normal. Yeah, definitely like that. But it's time for our favorite part of the podcast. It's time for games. And we always struggle with this part of the segment, but I really, 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 really like it. I love playing games on a podcast. I think it allows us to just take a short break for our minds to just slow down. So we're going to be doing general knowledge, true or false. A general knowledge statement will be read out loud, and you have to basically guess if the statement is true or false. Okay, for example, Neptune is a planet, you would say. So I wanted to show you guys how this is going to be very hard for Thato. He does not know anything general knowledge. Neptune is a planet, we'd say?
True.
Okay, there you go.
Is
it true? You want to say true? Okay.
True.
Ketchup was once used to cure diseases like diarrhea and colds. So tomato sauce.
False.
Think of the Great War. Think of the Great Depression. Not the Great War. The Great Depression. Excuse me.
I'm trying to think what's inside ketchup. A lot of sugar.
Yeah.
So it gives you energy booster. I'd say false.
Okay, it's true. Okay, when the two numbers on the opposite sides of a dice are added together, it will always equal to false. 7. False. It's true. It's true. When two numbers on opposite sides of a dice are added together, it will always equal to 7. That's not true. That has to be false. That's true, yeah. How? If two sides... No.
It's like this and this. This will always be plus 7. What happens if there's like a 1 in it?
That's very interesting. You see? Learning something new. You're shorter at night than you are in the morning. There's no ways.
Come on.
There's no ways.
You're shorter at night than you are in the morning.
Yeah.
How's your height changing?
It's true. Okay. This is because the effect of gravity on the human spine throughout the day. This is a true fact. So why do I go out at night? Must be told, man. Okay, cool. English is the most spoken language in the world. Come on, Thato. Come on.
False.
Yeah, good. It's Chinese. Mandarin Chinese. Our blood does not contain...
What?
It's Mandarin. That's why they started teaching it in schools in South Africa because it's the most spoken language in the world. English is the most... our blood does not contain gold.
Our blood does not contain gold. Gold. We don't have gold. Yeah, true.
It's false. Our blood has 0.2 milligrams of gold. Everyone on earth.
Don't tell the higher elites that.
Yeah, if they're going to start rinsing us out.
Yes, sis. Okay.
Man said, don't tell the higher elites that.
I've got a new game. It's Guess the Year.
Sorry, wait. Was that higher elites that? So you believe in conspiracy theories?
Yeah.
What's the biggest conspiracy theory you've ever heard?
The governments are all just like systems that don't really have real influence.
No, dude, like real. Oh, they don't have real influence. There's like a group of people making decisions. Okay, cool. But anyway, other ones?
Like obviously they're doing like
the biggest one, the one that you believe that you do, like too scared to say.
That's the biggest one.
Okay, you don't want to know my one, right? NASA does not exist. It is a representation for the reptile people that are living underneath the earth. And what they eat and consume is our energy on earth.
I agree with you.
So do I have to repeat it or no?
No, you're right. Okay. You don't have to repeat it. You know I agree with you, nah?
Yeah.
It's because they faked the moon landing.
Yeah. Also, why? They want you to look outwards so you don't look inwards. And also deep in that, there's a space, there's a section, people don't know this. There's a whole section in the Grand Canyon. No, in the Grand Canyon, right? You're not allowed to go to, it's NASA owned. You go to these merchants of like big guys with guns and stuff, the thing. Also, area, what is it called? 51, owned by NASA as well. Again, both of these are the entrances to this human compound things underneath. This is the biggest thing. I really believe this. It's why we also haven't discovered the ocean. Because reptilia is on inland and also in the ocean. That's where they get in. It's why we also have mythological things like Atlantis, our cities and stuff. Because these things were taken. We used to live in cohesion of these people. So why there's depictions of like in Egypt of people like wearing like reptilia things and stuff like that. Deeper, guys. That's why we think of the pyramids. Like it's always animals and stuff. Why?
Yeah, but I truly
I
believe,
don't know. I'm telling you.
I believe that like
Sorry, it's one of the conspiracy theories I believe. Sorry.
I believe we could have aliens, creatures from like of other places because dude, we've got cows and goats and sheep and
Yeah, like
elephants and
no one ever
tigers
looks
and
at it right
sheep
and be like, yo, low key, this thing doesn't look like
Yeah.
it belongs on Earth.
those
type
things are all
shit.
very different to human beings.
Yeah.
So it's like
Yeah.
if we can have such creations, and why are we the only creation that? How come only as human beings exist?
There's this show, right?
Why can't another entity?
It was a
exist?
cartoon show. It was very good. They even cancelled it. That's how much conspiracy theories they were dropping per episode. I forgot what it's called, right? But they basically work in like this fake CIA. And then like they flip it around and then like they meet with all the leaders of the world, like what you're saying, the reptiles. So there's the reptiles, there's like a group of white people who drink young people's blood. That's why they have this Epstein Islands and etc. But anyways, I believe in a lot of conspiracy theories. That's what I'm trying to say. It's actually a huge hobby of mine. I don't know why. I love talking about them so much.
Okay.
Sorry.
So now we're gonna play Guess the Year.
Yeah.
And this is based on South African events.
Gee, so mine's guess the year. Yo, this is true or false. Mine's guess the year. Alright, it's
for example,
unfair.
in which year was the June 16 Soweto uprising?
June 16.
So obviously, which year?
Oh, which year?
So, come on, focus.
Dude, when was June 16? When the brothers and sisters were getting, they came together.
Then you would say 1976.
Okay, so that's 1970.
Yeah.
It happened that far.
Yeah. So now, we'll start you off light.
Guys, keep in mind, I didn't do history.
Well,
Honestly, sorry, I didn't do history.
In which year did South Africa host the FIFA World Cup?
2010.
Correct.
Yeah, okay, that's light.
In which year did the Springboks win the first Rugby World Cup? 2007, 1995, or 1991?
2007. 1995. Sorry.
It's 1995.
It was the end. I remember there was the end, and that's the thing that they use in movies as, by the way, you saying South Africa paid. This is another conspiracy theory. South Africa paid. They paid that association in order to win, in order for us to unify as a country. Can you guys believe that? That's what they say. That's not my opinion.
It's crazy. I thought it should be easy because you're a young blood. When was the Global Citizen concert hosted by South Africa?
The one where Beyonce came. Yo, it was like, no, man. It was like, what? I would say 2020. I would say 2022. It was before COVID, right? Was it before or after COVID? Can you tell me that?
It's before.
It's 2020. Final answer.
That is incorrect. It's 2018.
What? What?
Okay. Now this one you should know because you like
What?
these types of things. In which year did Nelson Mandela's presidency begin?
1999. 9. Right? 1997. 1998. 1999. When did he get out of prison again? It was when?
Which year did the apartheid end, man?
Bro, when did that brother get out of prison? No, when his homeboys were outside the prison, they had the Free Mandela sign. Everyone was excited for him to come back. That was like what, 1997?
Mandela's presidency started in 1994.
Yes, 1994. I see it. What happened in 1999?
You were born.
That's when I was born. When was their first elections?
1994, 3 to 4.
No.
He was our first black
When
president.
did he get released?
94, right? Yeah.
This brother, he got out of jail and became president the same year.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry, I'm just going to quickly do a fact check. I'm sorry. I don't believe something's not right.
When did the apartheid end, man, in your eyes?
1990, like 5, 4. Election South Africa first.
So now in your mind, you're born during apartheid.
1994 was the first election. What happened on my birthday then?
You were born.
Okay, sharp. Whatever. I don't need this. Whatever.
Now we're going to the segment that we love talking about. These are our last two conversations that we're
and then we're going to move to
We're gonna move to the
close friends.
close friends. I think we might even to the membership. So we might even make it one in your 20s. Navigating opening up to friends when you're going through stuff instead of keeping everything in and pretending to be okay.
I need you to repeat that one more time for the audience back home and myself.
Navigating opening up to friends when you're going through stuff instead of keeping everything in and pretending to be okay. So basically, it's like, I think this applies to a lot of men also, right? Men go through a lot in life and
women.
Yeah, women too. But women are more expressive.
Yes, but actually it's not. It's actually...
Am I incorrect?
You're very...
Based on the women that I know.
You're close, but you're not there. Women express a lot, but a lot of it isn't what's actually like...
Happening.
Happening.
Okay, so let me say men and women all of us have a lot of surface level friendships.
Yes.
I see Lebo, grab a drink, talk
That's
about
it.
girls.
That's it.
We talk about. I'm trying to think what do people surface level relationships? They talk about girls. Talk about not even business. Going out, groove.
What happened at Groove?
What happened at Groove and maybe mutuals.
Yeah.
Then obviously with us it's different because we like speak like, yo, bro, I've been feeling anxious.
Yeah, but again, doesn't count because
we're
brothers. So that it's a large element of vulnerability that you're allowed to have. But we talk about just pure friendship now.
Okay,
pure.
even like okay, let's say with Percy then, or let's say with Matlani.
Yeah.
Right. I can easily be like, yo, dude, Clyde, dog, like, ish. Relationship wise, this is what's up. Like business wise, I'm really scared about these things. Like when it comes to my friendship with my friends and family, this makes me feel like this. My dad, you get me. So that's obviously not surface level.
Okay, but now we're talking about you're breaking down. You're in your room. Something just happened. You're depressed. The first person people go to is their partners, and if they don't have a partner, they just hold it in.
Yeah.
And
so
why?
So
why?
That brings to the conversation. Like, how do you navigate opening up to your friends?
I think for me, I can't speak on this because I don't think I open up to my friends like that. I think I only open up to you personally. But when the stuff we're talking about the real dark stuff now.
But you can now. You can because you're in that position. Tell us why. Before we navigate how to do it, maybe I can speak about it.
Yeah, maybe you can go and then I'll build on that.
From your perspective, why aren't you doing it? Why do you feel like you can't be like, yo, Percy?
Yeah, so a lot of I think a lot of and this is where that female thing comes in, which you might be correct. A lot of the times if I had to break down or something's really going wrong, I'd aim to low-key, I leaned more towards my female friends.
Yeah.
My best female friend being obviously Amo. And speaking to Amo always helps me recenter, recollaborate myself in order to becoming where I'm supposed to be. Because again, it's like you said, it's easier to express. But when I speak to Khonze, which is my other counterpart side, now the other side, which is the male best friend, Khonze will just listen to me and literally just be like, oh, dog, you just need to be a man. Or you need to it's very shallow advice. It's not depth. It doesn't go deeper. He'll be like, what are you feeling?
It's not.
He'll be like, what are you feeling? I tell him what I feel. So let's create a problem. Let's say I just been feeling depressed. So I'll say, yo, I would never tell Khonze I've been feeling depressed. But let me think. Do you get what I'm saying? Would you tell Khonze I've been feeling depressed or Percy? I'd say, guys, I haven't been feeling the best.
I was speaking to a friend about this yesterday. We all have different friends who serve us for different purposes, right?
Yeah, they all have roles.
So it's okay for you to not see Khonze as someone who you can be extremely vulnerable with, but someone maybe who you can speak to for maybe relationship advice.
Yeah, relationship advice is a brilliant guy.
Yeah. You get me? Because he's very firm. I think he's very firm and structured and solution driven.
Yeah.
I think I like the fact that you're saying this. I like the fact that you're saying this because now this shows us that in your friendship group, you've probably tried to be vulnerable once upon a time.
But it didn't work out.
But it didn't work out because you were being vulnerable to someone who you shouldn't have been vulnerable with.
to, yeah.
So I think Lebo, for instance, it's very important for you to identify which friend is serving you with what and which friend gives you sympathy, which friend gives you empathy, which friend gives you motivation, which friend gives you drive.
Yeah.
Then in that, you will probably be able to open up more.
Yeah, I love it's not the expressing that's wrong, it's who you choose to express to that's very correct. And
but human beings, bro. Human beings are very quick and they learn very fast. I express to you, you make me feel like shit. I'll never express to you again.
Yeah.
It's
that's how it goes. Yeah. There might be an us thing because we're brothers, but yeah, you guys let us know as well. But I think in terms of navigating it because I'll speak about how I navigated with Amo.
Yeah.
When things get tough and stuff, I'll just give her a call and then I'll just say yo, I'm just going to be real with you. I'm suffering right now. This is what's going on. And, I expect my friendship to hold space for me to just be weak. Because again, I think in a lot of my role in a lot of my friendships is to lead, is to be, the guy who understands everything, the guy who, has certain things together, etc. So it's very rare to see that person in a weakened state. You understand? Yeah. So when I am in that weekend state, very bubbly person, very happy, very jokester. So when I am in that weekend space, I really do expect my friends to hold space for that. And you guys should also ask yourselves and communicate to your friends how they should hold that space. Because I think one of the things that let's say the girl I'm seeing up, I'll go to her and be like, yo, this is what's happening in my life. But in the beginning stages of any relationship, I think of any girlfriend I've ever had, it's a thing of that this person's not going to get it right the first time.
Yeah.
You need to communicate to say, I like for example, I'll be vulnerable now. I like a person who just hears my story. I like a person who doesn't speak to me, who doesn't solve my problem. I just a person that takes my side immediately. It's very selfish, I know, but just for that second, and then tomorrow you tell me I was wrong. And then I like a person also who says, let me come be with you. I think those are the top things I like. I like being like, yo, don't be alone. Don't be alone. Like, let me be with you. Let Grava come. Yeah. What about you? I don't know. You can tell us how you navigate it.
Yeah, I think it's like, from my side, I can't express myself to people, but for me it's a timing thing.
Yeah.
You get me? I can't just be with Lady and be like, oh, by the way, dude, I feel.
Yeah.
You get me? It's in a position where maybe he's over, him and I sitting there, you and I sitting playing some FIFA. Then I'm like, we're taking boys, and you know, I've actually been struggling with like a business thing, for instance. Or, you know, boys, my relationship is actually scary me. Just for example, like those are examples. Hey, boys, you know, I really what.
Yeah.
And I think what I did in the past, that I had kind of asked my friends, like, yo, guys, as friends, how do you guys feel about other friends venting to you?
Yeah.
Or how do you feel about your friends coming out and expressing how they feel to you? Because I feel like we are so quick to feel like it's okay for our friends to have to hear us out, but sometimes they don't want to. Because they don't have
sometimes we don't have the space.
Yeah, they don't have the space or that level of love for you. You get me? The love that they're giving you is not what they actually want to give you. So I'd say in that space, it's very important to communicate with your friends and ask them, like, yo, dude, can I
who wants my trauma?
Yeah, who wants my trauma? Who's willing to hear me out?
It's so sad that you say that, because, you know, shame, you know, we as people try to identify and be like, okay, this person probably has the space. But it is very important to generalize, to just be like, yo, guys, who knows how to deal with these things and what are real? Because
I know, for example, like, dude, if I speak to Sia, right?
Same.
Sia is very young.
He won't give you the advice,
He won't give you the advice that comes with experience. He gives you the advice of what makes sense. Whiteboard. Plain blank, like, okay, you're having problems with this person, leave. Like, you don't like Lebo anymore, don't talk to him. But now, I talk to Percy will be like, I understand that's a very difficult position to be in. I get that, because, you know, even me once, and there's also that's the thing, some people hate when people say, even me once. I like when people do that. If I express to you a problem and you come with a problem that you went through that's similar, I'm like, okay, this is cool, this person relates to me. But some people are like, dog,
it's not about
my problems, you're making it about you, it's not about you. So you need to truly understand your friends. Like, for example, with Percy, I will probably, after gym every day, we'll probably have like a nice 30-minute conversation. Then like maybe he'll open up about something, or he'll say, yo, bro, I really missed this thing. I'll be like, oh, dude, me, this thing. He'll be like, oh, boys, you know, with me, like this. Obviously, I'm too scared to bring up his things. But I'd never have the conversation with Sia. With Khunse, I only go to Khunse for certain type of advice. And it's also only very recent.
But it's a thing of like, because now what Thato's doing is dissecting our
friendship group.
I have a different level of experience with them. Sia's more awake for me and very much more. But again, it all goes into how we
react to
how we want to be catered for and how we react to. You understand what I'm saying? 100%. Like how you want to be loved and cared for.
Yeah, but I think it's very important to understand that like your friends that on surface level truly do care for you.
Yeah.
And because they do care for you and it's very evident, you shouldn't be scared to open up. I think if you open up about maybe a partner, which I don't really always suggest, but if you open up about a partner, make sure you always speak about the good too. Like keep your opening up very balanced. It doesn't have to just be negative. Like open up about the negative and the positive.
Can I add another layer to this thing? I want to talk about like, we speak about this, but sure, guys, you know, actually, as you get older, it's so hard to make new friends.
It's impossible.
It's literally so hard to make new friends. And we deal with this thing of like focusing on our careers, focusing on business, and we literally forget how to make a genuine. I can't now go meet someone and go become that guy's friend. He already have his friendship circle. You already have friends. You already have things. It is very rare to meet someone. They have to have been like a lone wolf in their world, etc. You know, a very similar lifestyle,
for them to take the position of being
friends with someone. It is actually very, very hard to build friendships, and that's something that we'll discuss more in the future.
In that you actually lose your actual friends when you find, because you know everyone has a friendship group. Or some people don't, but everyone has like most people have a friendship group. Now, if, for example, I had a friendship group and tidying them, then now I meet another friendship group, one is gonna die.
Yeah, one has to fall now.
Yeah.
Because you're gonna prioritize.
Because I was never a lone wolf.
Yeah.
So I'm just saying I agree with you.
Yeah.
I agree with you. But
But
I think we're gonna go to content creator and movie recommendations and close it up. And then we're gonna continue, obviously, the podcast for the members. If you guys don't know, the reason why we have a membership price at the price we have it at is because you get like an extended version of our podcast, an extended version of Thought Digest, an extended version of just like things that we all want to do together and as individuals. You know, it's an actual memberships club, and there's going to be a brand new podcast capable, which is going to be there too. You know, so if you're on your laptop, please do press the join button. If you're on a mobile, if you go to the description, just go to the description and just click there, join. Click the link and then it'll take you to join. It'll prompt you to join. Also, to make it very clear, there's 2 levels. So you get the 20 Rand version, which basically just gives you updates as text. It gives you membership only comments during lives. It gives you memberships only features, but it doesn't give you the extended content. The extended content is the 149 per month contract, which basically then gives you a whole bunch of more content from myself, from Mami, from Kaya, and from people that will be joining the network. But yeah, a movie that I've been watching that I want to actually recommend is Reindeer, Little Reindeer. I spoke to you about series. Yeah, sorry, it's a series. Really good series. It's very similar to you. It's about this girl that's obsessed with this guy, and it's just cool seeing someone that has like an obsessive behavior. Yeah, and how crazy the person responds to the obsessive behavior, and it touches on like a lot of things that are happening now. Like this guy, he's like, for example, like obviously like transgender dating is something that's new, right? So in the series, like episode 2, this guy is going on a date with a girl that's transgendered, and he's like, I'm dating this person, I'm in love with them, I don't care that they're trans, but then I'm scared of how the world's gonna view it. So it also shows you like the life of communities it shows you the life of communities that you were never gonna see or experience.
I get what you're saying. So you mean like transgender is new in terms of like showing it online, like
online and
stuff like that. Yeah, like in terms of like movies and stuff. Yeah,
in terms of movies and stuff. So it's cool to see how other communities are living.
Yeah. I think what I want to recommend, guys, a classic, dripped out, dramatic high school series. It's just called Heartbreak High. We find ourselves in this character, Emery Shoes, who has like been best friends with this girl, Harper, since she was like kids. Kim, I loved the show so much. I know the characters' names off by heart.
I'm surprised you're saying.
Yeah, I'm saying their names. So they've been friends, and then one day she just comes to school. In the whole series, in the first episode, they basically made a wall, and the wall in this high school is basically everyone who slept with who, everyone who's had, any sexual reactions or sexual interactions, or any sort of like kiss, any like story that has, and they make like this giant like mind map.
Yeah, it's like a mind map.
And there's like a key, and it's like hooked up.
People don't know what it means.
Yeah, people don't know what it means. No, there's a key. So the key on the side tells you this means hook up, this means destined, this means
it's the level of interaction.
The level of interaction. So they all like connected and stuff. Yeah. So what happens is that one day she just comes to school and she finds the map. She's making this map with her best friend, but her best friend is just now like completely different, and like it's like punches her in the face, and it's like, I don't want to speak to you ever again. And the whole series unpacks this relationship that we have with the high schoolers and discovering oneself and teenagers and love and how hard it is. And it's basically just a classic like high school show. And in terms of movies, what I want to recommend is, Predestination. The movie takes place in the future, the past, and the present. It's a time traveling movie. And we basically get this agent, right, who in the beginning of the movie's like face burnt off, and he has to get like this reconstruction of his face, etc. Right? And he goes in time and he wants to stop this guy who's this bomber in New York, which will happen later on in the movie. And we basically go through his interaction of time travel and how strict it is, and how the theme of things always just be one way, or can you change the future?
Okay,
those
cool.
are the two movies.
I think we'll just do movies this time. We'll do content creators next week, and people are waiting and trying to hear their names. But
I just realized we give everyone, for the people who actually watch this podcast, I have not asked for anything. In terms of likes, for shares, I want to ask for one thing. Can you guys tell us, do you watch these things after you recommend them, like after the podcast, or do you watch them once? Like, do you write it down? Because I was like, how do people do people remember and be like, oh yeah, no? Because someone at work told me they watched the show that you recommended. Yeah. They said that they even sometimes can't watch the full podcast, so they go to the end of the podcast to hear what movies to watch, switch it off, and then go to
watch. Oh yeah, I've never.
So I want to know, do you guys watch these movies or not? Like, I want to see something. I'm doing like I want to see. Anyways,
I'll try add a poll on Spotify too to say like, do you guys watch it? Oh, crazy! I've never thought about that.
Yeah, so a lot of people like the movies we watch are very interesting series, very interesting. But like, do you guys watch them? Yeah.
Okay, cool. Shout out. See you guys next week for a brand new one.
Yes, sir. Thank you so much for grabbing your favorite seats of Lebo and Thato Rampedi. We hope to see you on the next one, and it has been a great time. And we hope that you've learned something, because we definitely have. Okay, see you next week.
Let's get up on it, girl, if you want it. Ray-Bans and catamarans, baby, give me a light. We'll be living a life. Ray-Bans and catamarans.